In this video, I'm going to show you how to make image change on hover in Squarespace. It's pretty easy, but unfortunately Squarespace have made it more difficult than it needed to be. So to make it happen, what we need to do is use some code, and you also need to download an extension on your Chrome browser, both of which are free, and you can find them down in the description of this video. So the first thing you want to do is go ahead and download this Chrome extension. It's linked in the description of the video. This basically helps us find the ID of each element. In this case, the two images that we're going to be using for this example. It's super important, and without it we wouldn't be able to make it work. Unfortunately, Squarespace don't provide us with the block IDs, so we need to use an external kind of like tool to see the IDs. Now once you have this installed, make sure to put it in the top right corner of the screen right here so we can use it when we need it. Then once you have it, go to your Squarespace website and obviously add the two images that you want to use. So in this particular example, I'm going to be layering the images just like this. So when I hover over this image right here, I want to reveal the image underneath it, and when I hover out, this main image right here on the front will basically be shown by default. So yeah, what you want to do here is obviously make sure to layer them like this, and then make sure that the same size. If you want them to be the same size, they don't need to be, but in this case, if I keep this image just like this, when I hover over this image, obviously this image will be shown by default anyway, so that doesn't really look very good, and it kind of like defeats the point of the hovering effect. So I'll make them the same size just like that. Now once we've done this, what we want to do is save and exit out of your editor, because we're pretty much done here. I'm going to go all the way down to the image. And then what you want to do on this side menu here, I want you to go up to the top here and search for CSS, and then click on custom CSS. Then you want to go ahead and paste the code that you copied from the description of this video. It looks just like this. It's a couple of lines long. And before I do anything, let me quickly explain to you how this basically works so you know what you need to change. So there's a few different elements that you want to pay attention to. The first one is the block X. So this is the block ID. This is why we needed that Chrome extension here, because we're going to be adding the block ID of this main image right here in just a second. Then you have the opacity here. At the moment, it's set to 0 to make sure that it's transparent. And then you have the transition opacity. So that's basically the delay between the hovering animation. So for example, when I hover over the image, it will take 1 second to review the image underneath it. And yeah, that's pretty much everything that you need to know here. You don't need to know how to code. You don't need to know anything, because I'll show you pretty much exactly what you need to do. Now, once you have done this and you have the code pasted right here, use that tool. Simply click on it in the top right corner of your Chrome browser here, and then you'll see the block ID appear over the image. It doesn't just appear for the image, it appears for every single element that you have. This basically allows us to make different functions for different elements and then code them on the left hand side here. So I'm going to click on this, and then it will copy the code. And then what you want to do here is where it says block X, I want you to delete this whole thing. Make sure there's some space here between the brackets, and then delete, and then paste it again, and you will see the image here disappear because the opacity is set to 0. Then you want to do the same thing for the bottom here where it says block X up until the colon, paste it again, give it a couple of seconds, and then as you can see, actually, I've done it in reverse. So when I hover over this image with the mountain show, I want it to be the other way around. So yeah, pay attention to how we do this, and make sure you copy the relevant block ID. By the way, the block ID that you see here will appear for the image that is on top on the editor itself. So if you want to get the block ID of the image underneath, make sure that it's either on top or that it's to the side right here, because basically it overlays and you can't copy it. But yeah, once you've done that, the last thing you want to do here is basically decide how fast you want the transition to happen. At the moment it's 1 second, but if I change it to like 0.1 second, for example, let me just quickly go ahead and do that. You can see that it pretty much snaps in and out of it, and it's super quick. You can also delete this or make this 0 seconds if you want it to be instant, but in my case, I'll keep it to 1 second, because I'd like there to be some time between the transition, just like that. And yeah, as you can see, that's pretty much it. That's how to make image change on hover in Squarespace. If you have any questions, please send me down in the comments below, and I'll do my best to help you out. Like I said, you can find both the code and the link to this Chrome extension down in the description of the video. And hopefully by watching this video, we've managed to make this hovering effect happen on your Squarespace website.